What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Observe and Proceed. Or if you're new, welcome to the channel. Help me out with a subscribe if you can, or a like. Either one helps. Today, I'm just going to do a rundown on some current events that caught my eye. It is actually St. Patrick's Day. And what the city of Chicago did is, kind of crazy. Let's check it out.
It's a longtime St. Paddy's Day tradition to dye the Chicago River green. But does it harm fish or change their behavior? As far as scientists can tell, the answer to those questions are no. The findings come
It's already dirty. It's already dirty out there.
come from a groundbreaking study of fish in the Chicago River system launched last year. Researchers are tracking the aquatic activity of more than 80 fish they tagged. During last year's parade, scientists say none of the tagged fish sought shelter as the water turned green, suggesting
What is the dye? Like, is it food coloring? What kind of dye is it?
it's not impacting their daily habits or harming them. Biologists can detect the fish
Also,
movement.
all these fish, they have mercury, they have all types of poison in them. A little bit of dye probably doesn't do anything, I guess. Look how dirty the water is already, bro. Where's the dye,
through acoustic receivers placed in various parts of the waterway, allowing them to learn how
It's
fish
naturally
respond to habitat restoration,
you do not need to dye
flooding,
it, bro. It's
sewage,
naturally
overflows, and seasonal changes. The dyeing
Oh,
of the river
there
has
it is.
concerned environmentalists since its inauguration in 1962, in which the oil-based dye kept the water green for nearly a month.
Ooh, a month.
Since then, a vegetable dye, which the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency says is non-toxic to wildlife, has been used. Researchers now say the tagged fish appear to be unbothered by the dye, but other things like heavy rain and wastewater overflows lead them to escape to areas where oxygen levels are not depleted. If the fish are unable to
toxic
leave a
river,
contaminated environment, it often kills them in massive numbers over a short period of time. Researchers say if the fish are unable to leave a contaminated environment, it often kills them
exactly.
in massive numbers
They get
over a
trapped there
short
too
period
long,
of
they
time.
die.
Researchers say they have yet to witness any fish killed from the dye. Scientists also say the river is the healthiest it's been in the past 150 years. With all kinds of wildlife from birds, turtles, beavers, and more than 80 species of fish, up from fewer than 10 in the 1970s. Despite the findings, environmentalists still question whether dyeing the
that
river
looks kinda,
is the best example of being good
looks weird.
stewards of the earth.
Hold on. Look at that. Bruh. I don't know. That looks toxic. That looks so weird. Just for St. Patrick's Day, but it lasts a whole month. I think Chicago's tripping, bro.
Stewards of the earth, and many remain opposed to the tradition. For more unbiased updates, download the Straight Arrow News app or go to san.com.
Yeah. Well, and there's another story that really caught my eye today in Antarctica. So I guess there's a group of researchers from South Africa trapped, and there's a guy that just took control and commando on everybody, and he supposedly raped somebody. He's threatening to kill people. He's just running the show out there, and they've been trapped for like 10 months. But let's hear about it. Let's see what's going on.
A South African research crew studying the climate in the Antarctic is dealing with more than just extreme weather and ice. One researcher recently wrote an email obtained by the South Africa Sunday Times. It indicates the team of researchers is living in fear of one of their colleagues who has become violent. The email pleaded for the crew at what is called Sinai 4 base to be.
And they can't go anywhere. They'll die. It's Antarctica, bro, and yeah. To even sign up to go there for a certain amount of time and then you get stuck there, that's already, I mean, I'm not doing that. Science, I don't know, man. I'll go there for a day, but I'm not staying there, bro. I'm not. Nah. We got to do a deep dive. Like, I got to really react to like a deep dive video about Antarctica one of these days, because there's just so much stuff going on there. Weird stuff. And no one's allowed to go there without, approval. Because there's a bunch of different, there's like 60 something countries that own territory there. And yeah, you got to get approved to go there. It's crazy. Let's hear this.
Rescued, saying his behavior has escalated to a point that is deeply disturbing. The email alleges he physically assaulted somebody, threatened to kill another person, and has created an environment of fear and intimidation.
I can see that happening.
The writer
people go insane living like in that condition right there. Like even in Alaska they go insane. But imagine like Antarctica where you're trapped, bro. Like there's no civilization at all. It's not even like forest like in Alaska. Like man, a demon possession, man. Hey, they might need to bring a priest out there to perform an exorcism or something, bro, because I think that's what's going on in this situation.
Also said the same person sexually assaulted another researcher, and it is now, quote, imperative that immediate action is taken to ensure my safety and the safety of all employees, end quote. But taking immediate action back in South Africa will be extremely difficult. It takes about 2 weeks when the weather cooperates to reach the base, roughly 2,500 miles from the southernmost tip of Africa, located on a freezing hilltop. According to the Times, the team is entirely cut off and might be for another 10 months, where the average winter temperature...
Another 10 months, bro? Before they can even sail down there and get them? That's insane. That's insane. Maybe Elon could do it. Elon's over here going to space. I know he has territory out there in Antarctica, you know. And maybe you just got to call Elon, bro. He's from South Africa, actually. You know, there you go. It works out. They got to get
is about minus 10 degrees, and winds can reach 135 miles per hour. South Africa's environment minister now says he will speak to members of the group to make an assessment. Dion George said, quote, there was a verbal altercation between the team leader and this person. Then it escalated, and that person did physically assault the leader. You can imagine what it is like. It is close quarters, and people do get cabin fever. It can be very disorienting, end quote. He noted that researchers undergo psychological testing before they go to Antarctica because of the remote, harsh conditions.
Yeah. I mean, I think you have to be crazy to go down there for this long period, bro. Like, research, bro. Come on, man. You can't pay someone enough money to, like, live there, bro. Like, they're already insane. So I wonder what the evaluation is when they do this. You know, they evaluate them.
Explorer described it as a very lonely place that affects people's behavior.
Oh, yeah.
The team of about 30 researchers includes meteorologists, engineers, and medical experts. They carry out climate monitoring, studies of the atmosphere, and geological surveys. For more unbiased updates...
Yeah, man. I mean, that's insane. Some guy just took over the asylum. No one can come there for 10 months. Bro. There might be, when they finally get there, there might be some real horrors that went down. It might be crazy. I actually heard of this happening before. I'm not sure if it was Alaska or Antarctica, but it's something like this where they got cut off, I guess, and one guy went nuts and just, yeah, he started running the show, and yeah, I think he actually did kill somebody or two people. But basically, bro, like, I'm gonna have to react to Antarctica. I'm gonna have to make a whole other video. There's also this going on over there.
The world's biggest iceberg, which is almost 4 times the size of Canberra, has run aground near a remote island off Antarctica. The trillion-ton slab of ice, named A23A, now poses a risk to millions of marine animals.
A megaberg near the island of South Georgia.
It looks like it's the horizon, but it's not.
It's that, what do they call it? The flat earthers, that wall? Yeah, it's that wall, end of the world wall.
Well, I think it's safe to say we found it.
A23A, the world's largest iceberg, stuck 80 kilometres off the small British overseas territory, which is home to millions of penguins, seals and other marine life.
The South Georgia and South Sandwich maritime zone is enormous, as it's 1.2 million square kilometres.
Antarctica's huge, bro. Like, if you look at maps and stuff, it looks different. Like, every map, it looks bigger every map. I don't know if it keeps getting bigger, they keep fighting new territory there, or what's going on, but bro, that Antarctica is huge. Like, that's why there's like 64 something countries that have territory there. It's a big place, and like what? There's only like 2 or 3% with like people that are actually set up bases there. Like 90 something percent is just open, vast, man. Aliens, all types of stuff supposed to be over there, bro. It's insane. That desolate place on the planet, insane.
Ocean. It's a vast area.
But A23A isn't small either. It's almost 4 times the size of Canberra, at more than 3,100 square kilometres.
Australian, so
it's
they're
nearly
going back
300 metres
kilometres.
tall, not far off Melbourne's Eureka Tower. And it weighs around 1
wow, it's
trillion
tall, too,
tonnes.
like, damn.
Footage shows the megaberg breaking, and there are concerns the melting ice could force the food for millions of marine animals deeper underwater.
Yeah, that's nature.
The megaberg's
That's
movements are a reminder of Antarctica's rapidly melting ice caused by global warming. In 1986, A23A broke off from Antarctica,
86.
but remained
We weren't
aground
talking
in the
about
wet
global
LC
warming back
until
then.
2020, when it started moving north. 5 years on, the huge slab of ice has now halted, but for how long? In London, Hannah Sinclair, 9 News.
Yeah, bro. For how long? I mean, look at it, bro. It's not just gonna sink out of nowhere. It's gonna take years to even if it dissolves. I think little by little it might fall, but I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon, drastically speaking, because it's so big. Look at it, bro. Come on. But anyway, yeah, I feel bad for those people stuck, man. Free them, rescue them. Elon needs to come save them. All right, let's move on. So the LAPD used controversial social media tool to monitor Gaza protests. That's interesting. Let's hear this.
A controversial social media surveillance tool has been helping the Los Angeles Police Department monitor Gaza protests. DataMiner provided real-time alerts to the LAPD, including information on planned protests across the U.S. According to records obtained by news outlets,
Man, these are planned protests. Who's gonna oh, we're gonna put our protests out like this and that? Man, someone is organizing this. I'm not saying it's George Soros, because he's been known to do that, but someone is funding this, organizing these events, and it's all planned, bro. It's all planned. It's not like a group of people get together and just do that. That's rare, really rare. These people are bust out there and stuff.
at The Intercept, which spanned October 2023 to April 2024.
That's not even Gaza.
The
Is
Intercept
that
reports
Gaza
the company scoured social media
Okay, yeah,
platforms
this
like
one is.
Twitter, now X,
other one was some,
Snapchat, and Telegram to track
deportation
protest-related
protests.
content, flagging over 50 protests with at least a dozen warnings before events occurred. On at least one occasion, the records show a data miner employee contacted the LAPD directly to inform officers of a protest being planned that apparently hadn't been picked up by the company's automated scanning. It's not clear whether any of these notifications impacted the LAPD's response to the wave of pro-Palestine protests over the last 2 years, leading to hundreds of arrests. Several of the protests were reported
it's
to
not
be peaceful. Data Miner argues its process is legal
breaking the
because
law,
it
man.
operates using publicly available data on social
Because
media.
if there was no police, it'll be chaos, bro. It'll be Gaza, man. It'll be Gaza. So it's you can't really fault the police for trying to do their job.
However, the service raises privacy and civil rights concerns, with critics arguing this
you
kind of
don't-
surveillance infringes on
advertising what
First
you're
Amendment
doing, bro.
rights
It's on-
and may
it's on the
deter
internet,
people from
on a-
participating in protests
on an
due
app.
to the fear of government monitoring. Data Miner
That's all-
also faced
that's-
accusations
they're
of
not
providing
hacking
law
anything.
enforcement with an unfair advantage, giving them access to information that an ordinary user couldn't easily find. The company has been involved in similar surveillance of other protests, such as Black Lives
And that
Matter,
was George
following
Soros
the
funding.
killing of George Floyd, which raised similar questions. The ACLU of Minnesota criticized Twitter and Data Miner in 2020, saying these actions aid surveillance
Yeah,
and risk
who's the
exposing
owner of
people
Data
to
Miner?
investigations, watch lists, and state violence for calling attention to injustice and exercising their First Amendment rights. Data miners' notifications have also been known to turn up false positives. Records show multiple tweets by upset Taylor Swift fans aimed at Ticketmaster were forwarded to the LAPD as, quote, LA threats and disruptions. Neither the LAPD nor data miner have responded to the Intercept's report. For Straight Arrow News,
Okay,
I'm
well,
Kayla.
I want to know who owns Data Miner. Who owns Data Miner? Is owned by Ted Bailey, a private company of notable investors including Fidelity Investments, IDP, Valor Equity, and Morgan Stanley. So it's a bunch of big corpos that have stake in this. And it was funded in Yale. Yeah, I don't I don't trust that at all. That's man. Yeah, as far as all that, bro, all that is set up to cause disruption. Those people know what they're doing. Even if you're a protester, like, why would you trust that? I don't know. Anyway, this Starbucks case really amused me because Starbucks is ordered to pay $50 million to a driver burned by hot coffee. I've been burned by their coffee before too because they overfilled the cup, and sometimes you grab it and it just comes out because of the stopper. The stopper adds extra space and, like, I don't know, but it's happened to me a bunch of times. So I wonder how. Let's hear how he got the 50 mil.
A jury in California has ordered Starbucks to pay big bucks for an incident that left a delivery driver burned several years ago. Jurors awarded the man $50 million. The driver, Michael Garcia, alleges that he was picking up drinks at a drive-thru.
So 7 years ago, he's alleging, oh, I got burned? Bro. Maybe I should go back like, yeah, bro, like 4 weeks ago I got burned. Man, how did he prove that?
At a Starbucks in Los Angeles, when
in
an
LA,
improperly secured lid led to a spill
that
left
all
him
the time.
severely burned. According to his attorney,
there's like millions of people that have a case of their own, man. He's not the only one. This happens to me all the time when I get like a tray.
Garcia was getting 3 beverages. One of the hot drinks was not fully secured in the container. When the barista handed Garcia the order, a hot drink fell out of the container and spilled onto Garcia's lap. The lawsuit claims Garcia suffered, quote, severe burns, disfigurement, and debilitating nerve damage to his genitals, end quote. The suit says the damage to Garcia includes
debilitating nerve damage to his genitals. That's painful. Look how he took off, bro. Oh man, he lost
Garcia
motor
includes
control.
among quote and debilitating nerve damage to his genitals, end quote. The suit says the damage to Garcia includes, among other things, physical pain, mental anguish, loss of enjoyment of life, disfigurement, and emotional distress. The lawsuit filed in California Superior Court.
Mine was not that bad. It's not that bad, but bro, I'll take a mil. I'll take a mil for my burn, bro.
In 2020, accused Starbucks of breaching its duty of care by failing to secure the lid. Starbucks released a statement saying, quote, we sympathize with Mr. Garcia, but we disagree with the jury's decision that we were at fault for this incident and believe the damages awarded to be excessive, end quote. Starbucks says it plans to appeal the $50 million verdict and that it has always been committed to the highest safety standards when handling hot drinks.
But how many people have cases like this? Because I for sure do. Like, hey, I'm going to have to talk to a lawyer now. Only in California, yeah. Well, hey, I'm in California. Someone's mad. We seriously need laws to limit the stupid awards by jury. Juries, lawyers run away verdicts will cause everything costs unaffordable amounts. Limit legal fees to 100 per hour. Bro, why you mad? He got the bag. Hot coffee lawsuits have better odds than the lottery. Hey, that settlement is absolutely insane. Man. That's crazy. Yeah, this definitely happened to me. I'm gonna look into that if I can get a bag off of that, bro. Because what the sheesh. And okay, so the last thing I got here, it's a feel good story, kinda. But what this guy been through is insane. Fisherman survives 95 days lost at sea eating cockroaches and turtles. Ugh.
A Peruvian fisherman set out for a routine fishing trip, but ended up stranded in the Pacific for 95 days. With no way to call for help, he drifted alone in an open boat, relying on whatever he could find to survive. 61-year-old Maximo Napa left San Juan de Marconi.
Well, I bet you he's a lifetime fisherman. Like, he was out, I know 95 days, three months right there. That's crazy, like, just to be stranded and everything, just floating at sea. But he's probably been at sea his whole life. He probably wasn't tripping that hard. But yeah, let's hear this out.
On December 7th, for what was supposed to be a short trip. 10 days in, stormy weather pushed his small boat off course, leaving him nearly 700 miles into the Pacific Ocean. With no radio beacon, he drifted for more than 3 months.
Small boat.
His family hoped for his return, but Peru's maritime patrols were unable to locate him. He collected rainwater.
Bro, like, the ocean's so big, like, finding a small boat, like, that's hard, bro. That's like finding a needle in a haystack, you know? Like, yeah. Hey, man. Shout out
to
him,
drink
though,
and ate whatever he could catch. Cockroaches, birds, and sea turtles.
And where did he get cockroaches?
When food ran
bro?
out, he went 15 days without eating.
The cockroaches,
An
bro.
Ecuadorian fishing vessel spotted his boat last week.
The roach infestation saved him. That's insane.
And alerted Peruvian authorities. Rescuers found him severely dehydrated, but able to walk and speak. Peruvian Navy officials described his condition as stable despite his ordeal.
Right, he had to live
His
in
daughter
his water,
called
bro.
his survival
However
a
much
miracle,
water he had.
while his mother admitted she had started to lose hope, but prayed daily for his return. His niece said the family would now celebrate his birthday, which passed while he was lost at sea.
As they should.
Napa left a hospital over the weekend and will travel to Lima for further medical evaluation. His story joins a growing list of extreme survival cases. Last year, a Russian man spent 2 months adrift in freezing waters off Russia's coast.
That's brutal.
In 2023, an Australian sailor and his dog endured weeks stranded in the Pacific. After months lost at sea, Napa now faces a long road to recovery. For more unbiased updates, download the Straight Arrow News app or go to SAN.
He's a survivor. That's another thing, man. Don't go out by yourself into the ocean, bro. You should have a crew or something, man. Always have like I don't know, bro. Just be prepared type of stuff. Like him going out by himself. Hey, man, power to him. That's what I'm saying. He's probably experienced life at the sea. Bad fish or good survivalist? How do you know he's bad, bro? Because he didn't eat fish? I mean, he didn't have anything to catch it with. But if he's a fisherman, he should have something to catch it with, right? That doesn't make much sense, huh? Hey, but I'm glad he made it. Shout out to him, man. I'm gonna look into the Starbucks thing and man, free those people in Antarctica. And happy St. Patty's Day. But yeah, I'm gonna be out right now. Give me a like, a sub, and I'll see you guys next time.